the older I get, the more that I know, and the more I hear people talk about these things, like you're never going to hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. And that's with anything. Welcome back to another episode of Sessions for the Soul.
Yeah, welcome back. Very excited for this episode. We're doing another Ask Us Anything episode, which, as a reminder, we're so bad at
Oh gosh.
announcing this each episode. But if you are a regular listener, you know. But you can write in asking us questions on things that you want coached on, like getting our insights, our personal opinions, and expertise on things that you are going through in your personal life. You can also ask us questions about us.
And what's exciting about this episode is we actually have a few of those questions that people submitted. So we're so excited to just like continue this journey, and we would love for you guys to be a part of it. Ask us questions. You can ask for a friend too. Don't feel like if you're listening, if you're like, oh, I don't really have anything going on in my life, maybe there's someone in your life who's like sharing something with you or going through something and you're not sure like what insight to provide them, we can help with that.
So good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Just came to me.
Yeah, just to get different perspective. And also you can remain completely anonymous. Like we don't even know who is submitting the questions. So it's as anonymous, or you can put your name in there if you want. So it's up to you. Today's questions happen to all be anonymous. Last episode, we have a couple people who put their names. So it's totally up to you. But these are fun for us to do because it's just like getting to exercise some of our little coaching skills, but also to share a little bit about ourselves, which is fun.
Yes, I love it. I'm so excited. So we can just dive right in. The first thing we were asked was, I've been told I shut down emotionally when stressed. How do I stay present with the people I love instead of retreating? This is such a good question.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I think that this is really relatable for a lot of people. And whoever submitted this question, thank you, because I think so often when we are stressed and people, it's like such a natural tendency for people in our lives to want to help us, right? And to like want to provide support and be there for us. But sometimes the way that we like get through it or cope with it is kind of like going inward or like just trying to like manage the moment and like mitigate whatever's happening right then and there. And so it is not abnormal to withdraw or to like go inward and have that moment of like shutdown almost. But when we become aware of it, right, like having that awareness of how can I stay present for the people I love instead of retreating and instead of cutting them off, because we care about people and we want to be good to them. So we're going to dive into this. I would say like for me, like what first comes to mind is like being able to articulate the experience and articulate whatever it is that's going on for you to those people, so that there's like a little bit of expectations like being met. When we just shut down completely and like don't provide any context or like communication around it, it can be difficult for ourselves, for the people that we're engaging with, because they're like, what's wrong? Did I do something? It can create an environment where people are walking on eggshells or feel responsible for whatever is happening. But when we're able to just say like, and I'm going to make up a random scenario here, but like, hey, I just want you to know I'm really stressed out right now about this, and it has nothing to do with you, but right now I'm feeling the need to just focus and get through it.
Yeah.
So that is a way to like, one, name it to tame it, because you're just naming what's happening for you. Like, hey, I'm really stressed out. I don't feel like talking about it. This is what's happening, but I just need to like be with myself with it for a while.
Yeah.
That is also just meeting the expectations of those that you do love, the people that you love and you are engaged with, your family, your spouse, your coworker, your friend, whatever. When we're able to do that, it just creates some ease of like, okay, this is what's up. And I'm super sorry that this is how it's coming across, but this is where I'm at. And that way there's no like there's no room to spin a story, like fill in the
Yeah.
blank, all that
It's
stuff
just
that,
like putting it on the table. Like this is where
yes.
I'm at. I do that not necessarily when I'm stressed, but like if I'm in pain, for example, our last episode was on the female cycles and menstrual cycles. And so if I'm in pain, I definitely like retreat inward and get very quiet. And for me, what has been so helpful is to share with people, like, I'm just retreating inward right now. Like this is like a practice of like almost like a meditative practice for me to like make it through what I'm going through. And so sometimes if you're in a really stressful situation, sometimes it can be helpful and to literally just share with people, like, I actually am like taking a moment for myself. Like I'm retreating inward. I'm not shutting down.
Mm,
If you are shutting down, though, where it's not from a place of like intentionality, where you're like utilizing that retreat inward to like get you to where you're trying to go or to say what you need to say or to like collect your thoughts or whatever that looks like, if it's truly being like in a place of shutdown, you could potentially kind of explore like where did that originate from, like, how did I engage with stress when I grew up, how did I observe stress when I grew up, what was that kind of dynamic like in my environment. And that sometimes just helps to make sense of things, like to understand like, oh, that's why I do this, like this is what I observed growing up, or this is what I kind of had to do growing up when things were stressful. But I think sometimes too it's just a matter of like not always knowing how to share what you're experiencing. And
mm,
so instead of saying that, like, I don't know what to say right now, or I don't know how to communicate what I'm going through, or I'm like literally not in touch with, with what I'm going through. Sometimes it's easier to just like shut down and withdraw from the situation. And so that could potentially be another angle to look at it, I guess, of why am I shutting down? Do I not feel safe? Do I just not know what's happening inside of me? Do I not know
yeah.
how to communicate what's happening? So like getting clear on the why behind it.
Yeah, I love that. That's great. I think that is really important for people to like just have an awareness or like bring into the field. Because while you were saying that, I was also thinking about how, like, if that is the case, right, and you're in an environment where you're not like alone or you are engaging with people, that can be really helpful to just be like, hey, I don't really know what's going on right now, but I'm just in a funk and I just want
Mm-hmm.
you to know it has nothing to do with you. Or
Yeah.
I just, I might, I'm moving through this and I don't really know what to do at the moment, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Sometimes a heads up is just like, oh my gosh, a little goes a long way,
Yeah.
because when we, I think there can be a tendency sometimes when we do withdrawal or when we're in that place to like, to either like kind of isolate or shut down or whatever. But when we're able to just like level with the people around us and in our
Mm-hmm.
environment, it can help just like meet everybody where they're at. And then it also helps, when we don't communicate and then our
Mm-hmm.
partner or our family or our kids or whoever does spin that story or does like take it personally, that can lead to like greater confrontation down the road. And so
Yeah.
it's like, how can we like soften as much as
Mm-hmm.
possible, soften the experience or just like meet expectations so that everybody's on the same page. And
Yeah.
maybe they're not, nobody has to be comfortable with what's happening,
Yeah.
but at least everybody is aware of like, okay, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dwell or like try to solve or whatever
Yeah.
because of this. So
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. And I think too, like the like part two to sharing, like I just need some space, I need some time to like go inward, is when can we come back to the table together? Like when can I return and
Yeah.
be present with you? And like in this case, I'm assuming maybe it's part of like a conflict or something challenging happening in the relationship with people that you love and retreating or shutting down from that. And so being able to share, like, I just need some time to like process this, or to get clear on like what I'm experiencing, or to like gather myself a little bit so that I don't lose it. Like those are okay. And then to also say, let's come back in 10 minutes. Let's come back in a couple days, like figuring
Yeah,
out what makes the most sense for, the stressful situation that you're in.
exactly. And if you don't know when you'll be ready to come back to it,
That's
say
okay too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's okay. Like just say that. if it's like, I'm not really sure when I'll have the language or like when I'll be ready to revisit this, but I'll let you know when I am, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because the thing is like, I believe in over communication. I think that it's, you're never going to regret having like, um, communicated what is happening, because the reality is then everybody really is aware and on the same page versus like when we don't, and when we do like truly retreat and isolate and don't meet expectations, then sometimes there can be like domino effects of that, or like
Yeah.
down the road it can create like more conflict or distrust, or
Yeah.
can create an environment of not feeling safe because everybody's just like kind of reacting to whatever's happening in the moment and not really aware. And so
Yeah.
when in doubt, I would say just like name it or articulate it as best you can so that moving forward it's like it's
Yeah.
it's at least on the table and everybody's aware.
Yeah.
And obviously like you know, use your discernment to determine what situations call for this, because you don't have to tell, wow, dramatic, you don't have to tell everybody everything, and you don't like, you know, but if it's the people you love, like very specifically it says in this question, like then you know we want to communicate with them and we want to give them as our best. And
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
And I think too, like if it's someone you love, they will, and who loves you, like they will hopefully respect that, you know, like respect giving you your space and time to kind of retreat inward and to not go into like full shutdown mode, but to just have that space with a lot of intentionality so that you can come back together. So
Yes.
yeah, I don't think there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing like wrong with needing some space. It's just a matter of how we, like what we do with that and how we communicate it and how we come back
Absolutely.
together.
I love that.
Cute.
Well, that feels complete.
Yeah.
Take away the second one.
Number two, when I set goals, I get really motivated for a week and then lose steam. How do I stay consistent without burning out? You and everyone else, friend.
I know, I was literally like, girl, same, let me know when you find out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think gosh, I think so much of this comes down to, we talked about this we did like a New Year workshop this year.
Mhm.
And it was really fun, and I think just so like the messaging behind it and the whole purpose behind it was like, how can we create goals that actually feel like sustainable? Because I think a lot of goals, like when you find yourself in these patterns of like, I have this goal, this lofty goal, or this goal that I set for myself, and then I don't follow through, and then I fall off the wagon, and then, you know, wash, rinse, repeat. And what's happening is, you know, you're setting goals potentially that aren't realistic. They're not sustainable. Maybe they're goals that like aren't even aligned with what you want for
Mm.
your life. You just like saw someone else do it and you're like, well,
Mhm.
let me try that. And so it's, I think when you don't follow through with a goal, it's an invitation not to look at it as like failure, but to look at it as what am I able to adjust in my life? Um, you know, how can I adjust this goal to align better with myself? How can I adjust it so that it actually fits into the life that I'm living, not the life that I see someone else living online? Like, how can we reassess this instead of feel like a complete failure every time?
I love that. I love that you just said that. I think that's such a big part of it. Like 100%. The thing is that a lot of the time I think we like, it's like the metaphor, like biting off more than we can chew, like comes to
Yeah.
mind of like, sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, like I'm going to take on this thing, like, and I'm going to
Yeah.
do the thing like full out. But like, is that conducive to like the actual free time I have, to like all these things I need to maintain in my
Yeah.
life, to the availability of like my work schedule, my schedule with like my family, my relationship, my whatever, my job, all of it.
Yeah.
And so I really think it does like come down to like Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
And taking baby steps, you know, I
Mm-hmm.
think that that's like sustainability, like learning how to integrate something new, a new pattern into your life one step at a time, instead of like, I've heard this said about sobriety as well. Like,
Mm-hmm.
instead of looking at it as like every day for the rest of my life,
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to smoke a cigarette again.
Mm-hmm.
That can feel like a lot, and
It's
that
a
can
lot
be
of pressure.
really overwhelming and create pressure, right? As opposed to, I'm not going to smoke today.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow, I'm not going to smoke today.
Yeah.
And taking it one day at a time. And it's the same with like integrating a new goal. Okay, I'm going to go to the gym today.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, maybe tuning in, I'm going to go to the gym today as well, or I'm not going to go to the gym today, but I am going to go tomorrow. And so it's just like finding that like balance of like, you know, maybe going to the gym 7 days a week. And I'm using this example, obviously it can be whatever goal, like it could be reading, it could be writing, it could be going for walks, eating cleaner, whatever, right? Like fill in the blank. Maybe it's not every single day for the rest of my life I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it 3 times a week. And
Yeah.
to start, like that 3 times a week is going to be with intention, and
Yeah.
I'm going to give it my best shot, but I'm going to hold myself to 3 times a week. There's 7 days, find the 3 that feel best,
Yeah.
and make that work, you know? And so I think that exactly like just reiterating what you said about, you know, making it sustainable and making it feel like something that's actually like something you can integrate into your already existing life. Because sometimes I think when we try to do these overhauls
Mm-hmm.
of like, okay, I'm going to like do this thing and I'm going to like reinvent my entire existence and pattern that I've been in for a year or 2 years or
Yeah.
10 years, that can feel like so, even if it's not like um a perceivable like experience, that like even if we're not able to perceive how it feels, like subconsciously that's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
And
Yeah.
so that can set us up in like that trap of like having a lot of motivation and then falling off because ultimately it wasn't actually like something that my lifestyle supports, or it like wasn't something that was integrated in a way that was like intentional, and over time it was like reinvention.
Right now.
Yeah, like I need results yesterday, so I'm going to like do this thing
Yeah.
that ultimately like might not feel that good.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up in that situation. Yeah, I think keeping it small, or like if you have a big lofty goal, amazing, but like breaking it down into things that are actually going to be sustainable, that are actionable, that are able to be like integrated into your life. Knowing that things kind of ebb and flow and you might have to reassess at times, but to still like have that ultimate goal in mind, if that's what this is about, is like a big goal that you're wanting to work toward. I heard this thing recently too, just on the topic of goals and motivation, of like when you set a goal, you want to be like working towards something, like running towards something, not running away from something. Because like the
Mm,
further away, if we use like the gym and weight loss or fitness or things as an example, because it's just like such an easy example,
yeah.
the further that you get away from the state that you're trying to leave, so maybe like lack of strength or feeling overweight, the less like attached you feel to that. It's not as familiar to you anymore, versus if you're actively like running towards something of like, this is the goal that I have, to have this much muscle mass, or to have less of a body fat percentage, or whatever that looks like, in this fitness example. But like when you run towards something, you have that in mind. And so
Mm-hmm.
apply that to anything in your life: relationships, career, hobbies, whatever that looks like try that could be something as well, of like shifting the perspective of, instead of I don't want to do XYZ anymore, I want to become
This.
this. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I think that's so powerful. That is something that I feel like I've really like brought into my field. I think I mentioned it in a couple episodes ago when we were talking about like relationships and things, instead of like looking at it about what, in the perspective of of like I don't want to be alone anymore, or like I don't want to experience this thing, shifting it to the thing of like what do I need to do to become the person that can facilitate this, or like
Yes.
how can I prepare myself to be the person that does maintain this habit, practice, has this thing, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so exactly, it's exactly that, like
Yeah.
just, and I think as you were saying that, I was thinking about our motivation and how a lot of the time I think it's so human to like be motivated from the place of like a discomfort or a dislike in
Mm-hmm.
ourselves or like what we're doing. And um I just, the older I get, the more that I know, and the more I hear people talk about these things, like you're never going to hate yourself into a version of yourself that you love. And that's with anything. You're
Yeah.
never going to hate your job into a job that you love. Like coming from changing something from that place is never going to like result in something you love, because the motivation behind it is like rooted in such like intense discomfort, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when we shift our perspective, and exactly like you said, instead of being about the thing that we hate so much or we dislike or we're so uncomfortable with, and shifting it toward like what we do like and what we do love
Mm-hmm.
and what feels really supportive and good, that just like, I mean, that's like some Joe Dispenza, like just simple, like
It's just like reframe. It's a simple reframe.
reframe.
Yeah.
That's what, like with goals, I think that that's such an important part, because it's like when we talk about manifesting or goals or like making really meaningful shifts, it
Mm-hmm.
really, a lot of it um is so much of the subconscious and like the unconscious things that we're carrying into those things that we don't really think about. And
Mm-hmm.
when we do have those little reframes and those little shifts, like that's what determines
Yeah.
the long term sustainability and just the overall like success, I would say. And like I don't want to use the word success because it's not that, but just like the long term like result, I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
And follow through of the thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, amazing. I feel like that covers that one.
I know, we're just like burning through these. Wow, so quick today. So the next one is a question for us.
Ooh.
This should be fun. Um if you weren't doing the work you do now, what do you think you'd be doing? I think this is going to be so fun. Take it away. Should I go first? You're like, excuse me? No. Yeah.
The first thing that comes to mind, like, first of all, who knows? Who knows what I'd be doing? But the first thing that comes to mind, just thinking about things that I love, I'd probably do like interior design.
Oh,
I
I see that.
love it so much. I have talked to people who have worked in the field, and it's like every field has, its
Pros and
thing.
cons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I would like actually like to be like in like deep in the industry, but like flipping homes or like I love design.
Consulting, maybe.
Consulting,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And I totally see
Doing
that for
work for
you.
myself, like I'm my only customer with multiple homes.
Absolutely.
I have
Flipping
one
homes.
home, so we so this is my
This is where you get to
this is
exercise
where I get
that.
to do that. Yeah, but I do love that, and it feels like such a fun creative
Yeah.
thing.
Thing. I love that.
Yeah.
I have no idea, because like I will give you guys an answer, but for me, just background is that like I already on my day-to-day life, like I just feel like I wear so many hats, do so many things, and like
Hmm.
kind of go in and out of like all these different like processes. And I have like not a lot, but I would say I have like 3 to 5 like really solid like calls on my heart. And
Hmm.
so those things always come to mind, and they're also like wildly different.
Hmm.
Um but if I'm being so real, like really down on the ground about like my biggest like calling and desire, because there's like, it's like when I think about like my wants and needs as it is as a day-to-day thing, I'm always at like a fork in the road,
Hmm.
and each path goes completely different places
Hmm.
and like leads to different medicine and whatever. But so it's hard for me to like pinpoint like, oh, I'd be doing that instead. And like you said, like who knows.
Hmm.
But I would say like if I were to pick one right now, I would probably be like traveling the world for like work. Like
Hmm.
I'd probably be traveling and like
Yeah.
going, and in a way I do that, I guess, but on a different scale.
Yeah.
Like I would
Yeah.
be probably out. I'd probably be a travel influencer.
Ugh,
LOL.
goals.
I know. It
Yeah.
makes me like cringe to say that, but it's true. Like that's what I would be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I can see that too. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, like how didn't I do that instead?
Well, there's still time. We are entering a new chapter.
I feel like it was like young when you're young. It was like a young idea. You know what I mean? Like when you're 27,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay. When they're like, oh, you're 33 doing this. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
no, that's just me judging myself. But yeah, I can see that for me. Yeah. I mean, that's what we're gonna go with right now.
Yeah.
Because
I love it.
there's so many other things that
So
or
many
I'd be
possibilities.
acting, LOL. But I act every day. So the world's a stage, as they
Yes.
say, and I never forget it, I carry that with me in my heart.
I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, and then we have a series of questions here, and we'll just see what comes up
Yeah.
for us. So what's the funniest memory you two share is the first in this series? And we were like trying to talk. We tried to talk about a little bit of this before we started, and we were both like, I don't. We have so many.
No, we have so
funny
many
memories,
and it's like hard to pinpoint. Like what we've concluded is that like what's funny to us would probably like not make sense to anyone else
Yeah.
because it like all just either became like inside jokes or like
Yeah.
like there's just so many. And then also like I don't know if this is age, but like when we were sitting here trying to think, I was like, I can't remember.
I know. And for those who maybe don't know, like we've known each other since we were 3.
Yeah.
Like we
We've
have so many memories together, and sometimes it is hard to recall. And it's fun, like when, like at our reunion this last year,
Mhm.
uh, just hearing stories of different things where I'm like, oh my god, I forgot all about that. Or sometimes you'll bring things up, and I'm like, what, what?
Hilarious.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I know. I mean, before we started filming this, we were talking about we were just like sitting here cracking up about like all sorts of things. But one of the ones that I shared was like this was hilarious. One time I was like going to get in the shower and we were at my house that I grew up in and you were like downstairs, like I don't know, it was after school, I think. So you were like, maybe we would traditionally our like routine was like come home from school, get a snack, and then like maybe get on the computer or something because this is like pre like iPhone time, like
Yeah.
and I like went to go get in the shower and I was completely naked talking to you about something and like
Squatting
in a really unflattering position. And we're like, I'm like telling you something that was seemingly important, I think. And the way that you were just like, Alicia, I can literally see your entire asshole. And I was like, no, you can't. And you literally were like, yes. So
yes. And then the way that nice nipples became an inside joke, between us, which people would not think is funny, but like after cheer, taking my
shell off. That's, by the way, skin tight, those things.
Those things are ridiculous. And everything just comes up with that. And
no,
so
literally
I'm like stuck.
And your head was inside the shell, and I was just like eye to eye with your nipples, and I didn't know what to say. So I said, "Nice nipples."
What else do you say?
Yeah, I mean they were great. That was the funny one.
Yeah,
but we have so many like solid, hilarious. Like
we were silly.
We were, and when I think back on all of this, like what I can truly like remember is we laughed so much.
Yes.
We laughed a lot. Like, oh my God, do you remember when I ripped all my eyelashes out in weights class on accident one day, curling my eyelashes talking to you?
Vaguely. What?
Fuck. Oh my gosh, this is funny because
weights class.
No, literally, you guys, you can't make this stuff up. Yeah, it was because we had weights first period. Like we tried to do that every year so we could like, or last period.
Yeah.
So that we could like shower or like, because
Did you take it every year too? I think I took it every year.
Yeah. The way that they like just were like, I was like,
yeah,
that was not like, did everybody have PE every year like that? Or is that just an us thing? Like what's going on? But one day we were like getting ready for a class and it was the first thing in the morning. this is a great way to start your day. And I had my eyelash curler. I was curling my eyelashes, and you were like over at our lockers because we were right next to each other. And we were like having a whole ass conversation. And I turned,
Oh my
but didn't
God.
unlatch or like turn with it. And
Oh
just the way
God.
all my eyelashes came out on one eye. And so I looked fucking crazy. It took a while for them to grow back. Yeah, I'll have you know.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
solution to like how to make it not like noticeable was like a ton of eyeliner.
What?
Yeah, I wore so much
Cute.
eyeliner that day. And my boyfriend at the time, this is so funny. I just like couldn't not. You were like, don't say anything to anybody, like they won't notice. And I was like, do I look different? And John was like, what are you talking about? Like, no, you look fine. And I was like, no, just like look at my eyes. Do I look okay? And then when he noticed, he was like, oh my God. Because like a person without eyelashes actually looks pretty silly.
It's different. Yeah, we're not used to seeing that.
It's like losing an eyebrow.
Yes.
And that's never good, you know? So that was kind of funny, traumatic, but funny. I think we have a lot of those. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many fun memories.
So many. That
Most
just
of
came
them
to
you
me.
guys wouldn't think are funny though.
No,
We'll spare you.
we will, but hilarious. I love that. The next question is oh, should we dive into that one? Question 2? Or should we save that?
I don't know. That's like a whole episode question.
Yeah, we'll save that.
Okay.
Do you have any guilty pleasures, like TV shows or podcasts?
Guilty pleasures. Do you have any that come to mind?
I wouldn't say that it's a guilty pleasure. I would say that it's just something that's bringing me an immense amount of joy right now. And that is Ride, the podcast. I love this. I love these two people. They're so funny and so amazing. And it's this man, Benito Skinner, and Mary Beth Barone. They are two like actors, and I've known of Benny Drama for a few years because he was like during COVID, he was doing the like skits online of like Kourtney Kardashian. Like he was dressing up in drag as like Kourtney and being like, I'm just pushing my way through life. Like so funny. He's so funny. But he like wrote a show, and like the actor in me will always love like something like this. And so he wrote a show this year that came out called Overcompensating, and it's about his like story with like coming out. And it's like millennial core coded. Like watching this gives me like it's like 2010,
Really?
but like the time frame is like unspecified. So there's like kind of modern things, but then there's also things that like genuinely give me like high school and like early college vibes. It's so great because there's nothing like the year 2010. Okay. The outfits, the way people behaved, I love it.
Yeah.
And also just the way they talk to each other, like the slang.
Yeah.
And he wrote it so well. And so I started watching that because like I don't know, I saw something on it and I was like, this looks somewhat interesting. And so I watched that, and it was very millennial core. Like I loved it. And then I saw an interview or something, and I discovered that him and one of the characters on the show have a podcast. They're like best friends in real life. And it's called Ride because they like talk about like what they ride for. Like, you know, like you're my ride or die. Like, what do you ride for? And the things that they ride for sometimes, like the other day, his was I ride for pop stars talking in songs. And he goes, this is a story about a girl named Lucky. And I was like, stop, I ride for that. But it's so funny. And they like have all these silly little inside jokes. Like, there was an episode recently where like Mary Beth's dad died and her like long-term boyfriend and her broke up like in the same week. And she was like they did an episode, and he was just like, I just like feel so bad. Like, I'm so glad you're here, you know? And she was like, yeah, like I'm dead right now. And he was like, can I just tell everyone what you said and like what you did the other day? And she was like, yeah, tell them. And it was like in their cast group chat from the show. And like the way that I think this is so funny, and the way that I like have laughed about this for months, she somebody was like, how's everybody doing like back at home and back in their cities? And she said, um, oh, I'm just lying around. I'm just lying down a lot and trying to find the witch who put a curse on me. If anybody has any tips, let me know. And she was like 100% serious. She's like, I've just been lying down a lot and trying to find the witch who put a curse on me because her dad died and her boyfriend left her. And so I get it,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
like that's what she was like. I've just been lying down a lot. Like,
It's hilarious.
you know what?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like I feel so seen.
No, exactly. So that's like, I guess, kind of a guilty pleasure. It's not. It's just gives me joy. I feel like I'm friends with them.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like I don't really have guilty pleasures necessarily, but because you mentioned like 2010 vibes, I frequently, Adam hates it. Sometimes he likes it, but love like throwback music to that time frame. And it literally feels like middle school, high school dance vibes.
Absolutely.
It's the best. Like you can't, okay, kids these days still listen to that music. Okay.
That's because it defined a
that's
generation.
That's because it's good. So yeah, doing that, dancing like I'm
Like a
having
little
a good
thought.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
fun.
Please tell me what your go-to artist is. Is it like
Oh my gosh, I don't even know if I have a go-to, but just like Spotify, like
2010s?
2000 throwback
Lil
bangers.
Wayne.
God.
I'm just kidding. But
I found when I was going through just some old stuff recently, I found like some CDs that I thought were going to like have some like videos or something on, and it was literally a
Lil
Lil
Wayne
Wayne
mixtape.
mixtape that I made.
Can we just talk about in your mom's car? In your mom's car, listening to 303.
Oh my gosh.
303? Yeah. They don't know what 303 is.
Yeah.
I don't think kids are listening to that these days.
So funny. No. Also, now with adult ears, when I listen to these things, I'm like, LOL at my mom letting us listen to these songs in
Middle
the car.
school.
Yeah, in middle school. And it's so funny. It's just hilarious.
Oh my God, I loved it.
So yeah, I don't know if I really have like guilty pleasures though.
Yeah, I don't know.
outside
Like,
of
what
that.
is a guilty pleasure? Is it like something you shouldn't like but do? Like, if
know.
is that like for me, maybe reality TV? Occasionally, I do like to watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because there's something about women in their 60s fighting that I enjoy.
It's like a nice like checkout, just kind of like
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. And every man I've ever encountered hates that.
Yeah, I think that's why I don't really watch reality shows. Is we don't watch a lot of TV anyway.
Yeah.
And so, but like Adam fucking hates reality TV. And
No,
I
men
get,
hate it.
like I totally get it.
But you know what? I hate sports and
yeah.
what the fuck is on the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what like occasionally I'll be like, oh, did we watch football all day the other day? I think we did.
Yeah.
So guess what? You get to hear Lisa Rinna. You get to hear Lisa Rinna use the C word.
Yeah.
In a sentence more than anybody else ever has. For 45 tops because the episodes are pretty short.
Yeah.
But I get it. No.
Yeah.
We used to, this is really funny, but we would like sneak the car down when my sister, her 3 children, myself, my mom, and dad lived together for a while because everybody was like going through transitional phases in life. And so we all went our separate ways and then all ended up under the same roof. Ironically, like in the year that my parents sold their home that could facilitate all of us being under the same roof.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we were like in a tiny house together because like my mom and dad were like, the kids are gone, let's downsize. Just kidding. We're moving back in. This happened and that happened. And now we need to like come home for a while.
Yeah.
So then my dad's like, okay, come live with us. But we would, we had the children trained to like, this is bad, you guys. I don't recommend this. But like my dad would leave and they'd be like, can we watch the Kardashians? Papa's not here. And we'd be like, yes. So like we'd literally wait for my dad to be gone to watch the Kardashians.
That is so funny.
And we would all watch it together.
Would be like,
oh, they loved
so
it.
That's so funny.
Oh my God, they loved it. It was like beginning of Courtney and Travis dating and like Kim's getting divorced, things like that. Like it was maybe the season in which Courtney and Kim got in a fist fight.
Oh my God.
Which was so satisfying. I don't condone violence, but like there's something about like sisters, like there's something about sisters, but they were like in their 40s doing this. So it was like wild and hilarious to watch. It was like, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, now we had the children like fully like, and then if my dad pulled in, they'd be like, Papa's home, turn it off. So hilarious.
I love it. That's a guilty pleasure.
That's a guilty pleasure.
We'll call that. What's your go-to binge-worthy thing right now?
I mean, I feel like I kind of covered that with like Ride the Pod or Overcompensating. I don't know that I have like a thing I'm binging. Like sometimes a book will do that for me, but not really. Like it takes me sometimes like 6 months to read a book.
I literally have a book that I got for my birthday last year that I requested, and then it ended up being like a huge fucking book. And I'm still working on it. I have like a chapter or two left, and I'm really drawing it out.
You know what? If you complete it by November 30th of this year,
we'll call it a win.
That's a win.
Yeah.
You have like 2.5 months. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Binge-worthy food/drink lately is I've been 2 different ways of drinking my coffee. We did like a homemade pumpkin spice latte situation, and it's so good. So good. And also drinking our coffee in cacao, like getting our espresso shots and then like making it stovetop. Oh my God, it's so good.
I love that. So I do love that.
They feel very seasonal. And so I will be binging those.
Yeah. You know, I've been on the iced Americano with honey and cream this summer. And I actually this morning thought to myself, I need to break up with this drink because like I don't need cream in my coffee. Literally ever, but it's so freaking good. But this morning I was like, I feel like I just like it's an Americano, but still it just felt like a little too indulgent this morning. And I was like, we gotta get back on a different path. But oh my God, an iced Americano with honey and cream has me beside myself with joy. And I've been drinking them all summer.
Yeah.
It started, it can't stop. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. Coffee. Yeah, me too. I don't have I kind of have, usually I have fixation foods and I'll eat the same thing for about 3 months, which is hilarious and pretty weird. I feel because sometimes what it is like, just like, that's all I eat for 3 months. And that's like pretty, for a while it was like turkey with pesto and apples and balsamic vinegar. And that's it. Like I ate that every day for like quite literally 3 months. But right now it has been, this has been like my egg era. And my fixation food has been like fried or scrambled. It depends on the mood I'm in. Eggs with like a potato of sorts, whether that be sweet or a like traditional potato. And hollandaise sauce.
Oh my God, yum.
And it's just my favorite thing.
Yum. Okay.
If I do the scrambled, I will put ketchup on it, which is like, yes, I'm a toddler sometimes. But
listen, sometimes if I do scrambled eggs, I'll do maple syrup.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me of being like little. That's so good.
Yeah.
Yum. Yeah. The other night I almost made like, I wanted like a pancake with syrup and eggs really badly. I didn't make it, but I thought about it.
We literally did chocolate chip pancakes the other night because I was like, this feels like so nostalgic. Like
here's a funny story about us. Do you remember the chocolate chip pancake?
Like too many chocolate chips?
Yeah, and the way I like fully took the fall for you and my mom was.
Oh my God!
Do you remember that?
I do remember this. Your mom was real mad.
My mom has this talent of like just being so mad at only me. Because she never would have been that mad about you.
Way too many chocolate chips.
No, it was like a bag of chocolate chips and one pancake. And the way my mom came in like balls to the wall ready to fight me. By the way, we're like 11.
Why was she mad about it?
Because it was just too many.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like literally.
But I like didn't like one.
Which, by the way, it was disgusting. Like,
no, it was crazy. It was crazy. This is great though. This is a funny story. But like my mom was genuinely like so mad at me. And I didn't ever, like, I didn't want to, obviously, she, one, would never have been mad at you. She'd have been like, oh, Kayla, that's too many. But with me, she's like, are you fucking serious? Like, ready to kick me out. And I literally was like, what? And I just didn't say anything,
Oh
but
my
it
gosh.
was so funny because after that, we were like,
That's
well,
so funny. I do remember that. And when we made chocolate chip pancakes the other night, Adam had never had them, by the way. I was like, excuse
what?
me, we are almost 30. And I said, oh, you don't want to put too many chocolate chips though. Like it gets gross. Like I remember that life lesson, friends. Like
Yeah.
don't do too many
No, you
chocolate
only want
chips.
them sprinkled about.
Yeah.
No, this was like a chocolate chip with like a little dash of batter. It was like crazy. And I don't even know how it cooked. Like, I don't think it did.
So stupid.
That's hilarious.
Oh my
Honestly,
gosh.
LOL. That was funny though. It was
It
funny.
was funny.
I think we did laugh about it because we were like, it was easy to laugh at my mom when she's mad. It still is. Because it's just like, look at this. This is
Oh
crazy.
my gosh. Last question. Night owl or early bird? Honestly, neither. Like so regimented. I go to bed at I like to be asleep by 10
Oh my God, that's so impressive.
and wake up by, let's be honest, 7. I like 9 hours of sleep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And if I had to choose, I would honestly, I don't think I could choose between night owl or early bird. I don't like waking up early, I will say that.
Really?
But early is so subjective. Like people in my family think I wake up early and I wake up at like 7.
See,
So,
7 is like average to me. Like early to me is like 5.
yes.
And
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
that's like, I honestly, if I had to choose, I would choose early bird. And that's what I love. I love to be up early in the morning before the world is awake to like have my time with me.
So
And
good.
like, it's so great. This summer, my like whole rhythm got thrown off and it's been the hardest thing to get back into it because for like so many different contributing factors, but I have found myself staying up a lot later than I care to, and then it's just hard to wake up early. Like I've been getting up at
So
like
hard.
7:30,
Yeah.
which is like not late, but like if I wake up by 8 a.m., I'm like, oh, I'm behind. And so
Yeah.
that's been like I really just, excuse me, I've got the hiccups, I think. I just need to get back into it. But it's hard once you like really fall out of the pattern.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. And I live alone. And so sometimes like I do my shenanigans, like, and I've been working in like the service industry, so I'm getting home later and stuff like that. And so there's just all these factors, but
yeah.
And I can be so tired at 7 p.m. ready for bed. And if I stay up,
yeah,
it's over. I'm going to be up till 11. And I hate that. If I see midnight on the clock, I am like, go to bed. This is terrible.
We had a couple nights this weekend where we stayed up pretty late just with family stuff, and then there were a couple things that we were watching, and it was just like, I think this is too late for me.
Yeah.
I'm just like not, I just love a good routine.
I love that for you. I feel like I need to get better about that. I'm just like so fluid. That's the thing that I've like learned about myself is, yeah, it's just like whatever's happening is happening. And sometimes when I have to like readjust to routine, I'm like, look at you disrupting my artistic existence. But yeah, no, I don't know. I was gonna say something about, oh yeah, this. You know what's wild about it all is I used to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning, and that's insane.
Oh my God.
No, literally, like in college, I'm like, who was that? Who did that? You know, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like we would just stay up so late. And my 2 little roommates who were like grandmas, which I loved because that's like what my soul was called to.
Yeah.
Was to go to bed early. Like 11 p.m. would hit at a certain age and we were like, we're going home.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not staying. If somebody was like, oh, you know, we have a show or an event that like we'd love for you to come to, I'd be like, I can support you until 9:30.
Yeah.
And then I have to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4 a.m. it's pretty.
No.
That's a lot.
I know the only time I want to be up that early is because I have a flight to catch.
Yeah.
And I will do that happily. I've had to head to the airport at 2:30 in the morning before,
Yeah.
and like
Yes.
I love that, but that's the only time.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like, it just doesn't feel good.
No, you know what I heard about on the internet recently is that there are 24-hour like events people go to. They're staying awake for 24 hours, going to these like parties.
Willingly.
Yeah, willingly. Like people sign up, pay money to do this, going to parties and things for 24 hours. First of all, as a sober person, no,
You're
thank
not
you.
doing that sober.
No, you're not.
You are not doing
By
that
the way,
sober.
in the comments, this was the best part. In the comments, somebody's like, "How are people staying awake for 24 hours?" And someone literally commented and said, "Drugs." And I was like, 110%.
Yes.
That is the answer. Two, I just like never, that doesn't sound fun to me at all. Even when I
No.
was 21 and I still drank and like did
Yeah.
like quote unquote party, which I
Yeah.
literally have not done for years.
Yeah.
I don't drink alcohol at all. Like
Yeah.
none of that. That would not have sounded fun to me.
No, it sounds miserable. That sounds
That sounds like
so miserable.
what my nightmares are made of.
Yeah.
You mean I have to like have my social battery on this for 24?
No, I could literally never do that. That's like actual torture.
No, my cap is at 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Like what? Ah! So that's crazy. The
Mhm.
internet's wild. It'll tell you all about things going on in the world. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for writing in. And again, if you have questions for us or questions about yourself or other people in your life, let us know. It'll be linked in the show
Show notes.
Yeah, where you can submit your question.
Yes, we'd love to hear from you. Ask us anything. As if you listen to the last episode, you know we're willing to really share whatever. So just ask away.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.